Right now, the Flint water crisis is taking center stage in Washington, D.C. That's what you're looking at here as Congress holds a hearing on that matter. You can watch along, actually, right now. It's live at clickondetroit.com. Local 4 defender Kevin Dietz is closely following the testimony as well. He can bring us up to speed on what you've heard, and it's already getting emotional.
It really is, Rhonda. The congressional hearings uncovering the brutal truth that the city, the state, and the federal government all failed the citizens of Flint, resulting in residents drinking lead-contaminated water. Michigan Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence called the hearings.
I never thought this could happen in America in this day and age, in our great country and our great home of Michigan, where we're surrounded by fresh water in the Great Lakes.
Flint resident Leanne Walters was called a hero for refusing to believe what the city and state were telling her about her dirty brown drinking water.
My average was 2,500 parts per billion. My highest was 13,500 parts per billion. Hazardous waste is 5,000. Regardless of this information and the fact that my son had lead poisoning, the city and the MDEQ still continued to tell everyone the water was safe as the EPA sat by and watched in silence.
Virginia Tech water expert Mark Edwards says the Michigan DEQ lied, saying they were using corrosion control that would have cost $100 a day. Eventually, the state and federal EPA knew this and still let residents drink the water.
The only thing that we learned in Washington, D.C. was that these agencies paid to protect us from lead in drinking water can get away with anything.
Michigan Congressman Dan Kildee holding state officials' feet to the fire.
But let's make sure we get the facts right. It was the Michigan Department of Environmental Quality telling the EPA that they had this thing under control, that they were using corrosion control in Flint when they were not.
Missing from the hearings, former Flint State Emergency Manager Darnell Early, who refused the invitation and a late arriving subpoena to appear. The other notable absentee was not even invited by the Republican-run committee.
The problem is that today we are missing the most critical witness of all, the governor of the state of Michigan, Rick Snyder.
Kildee called on the governor to write a check tomorrow for $60 million to put new pipes in the city of Flint immediately. The hearings are still underway. We'll have much more today on Local 4. Kevin Dietz, Defenders.
And Kevin, before we let you go, let's talk about Darnell Early. We know that he was the emergency manager in Flint from September of 2013 through January of 2015, the time when this whole water issue came about. Talk to us about his refusing to testify and if he'll be forced to.
Well, he's laying low today, but I did speak with his attorney who advised him not to talk because there are two separate criminal investigations, a state investigation and a federal investigation. His attorney says the subpoena came too late for Early to get to Washington, but he expects he will testify at the next hearing if one is scheduled or in a deposition later this month.
All right, we'll continue to follow all the developments there. All right, thank you.